what you need to know about breathing in pregnancy, here's the anatomy that we all need. Women's lungs are angled at a front to back trajectory, meaning the upper lobe of the lung is from underneath the collarbone to about the top of the breast. The other two lobes of the lungs, right, are moving towards the back body. They angle this way, front to back, so that as our fundus rises, we have more room for our lungs. And that means we need to breathe into our back body, which is where our lungs actually are. Here's a really amazing, cool feature of pregnancy is as we progress in our pregnancy, our ability to breathe actually becomes more efficient. Like our ability to draw oxygen into our bloodstream and therefore our amniotic fluid and our placenta and for our baby becomes more efficient. And this capacity increases by 30 to 40%. That's a big deal. That increase requires energy. That's a more metabolically demanding process. Cue one reason why third trimester can feel so exhausting. Even just taking a breath actually requires that much more energy. So here's what's cool. Here's like the thing, right? So what happens often as we also grow in pregnancy is our side ribs and our back ribs become more compressed, right? We become like this sort of lordotic shape. And we often have a lot of pain here and feel shortness of breath. So therefore, it takes even more energy to then breathe, right? Plus this increased metabolic demand to breathe in this more efficient way. So when we work on our respiratory patterns in pregnancy, what we get to do is expand our back body and our side ribs. And when we learn to do that, it makes it way easier to breathe. Why this then becomes so cool is that metabolic demand, like the energy required to get that extra oxygen saturation goes down. What does that mean? It's less exhausting to breathe. And if you're a mom in your third trimester or really at any point in pregnancy, you know how exhausting pregnancy can be, specifically late stage, right? So anything that can require less energy is a plus, specifically if that thing is breathing. This is why learning to breathe into your side ribs and back body not only can alleviate that pain, can help with heartburn significantly, can help us just feel less achy. It can also just help with our energy levels because of this very specific physiological adaptation in pregnancy. Last thing, position of respiratory diaphragm and movement of respiratory diaphragm is directly related to the movement of your pelvic diaphragm. When your respiratory diaphragm can move, so can your pelvic diaphragm. And when we have more movement in that whole trunk canister, we see better fetal engagement, easier movement through the pelvic pathway, and better fetal positioning. So you improve your breath in pregnancy, less pain, more energy, and better fetal positioning. You heard it here.